Starting with that stalemate in Washington over the country's finances, other countries now ramping up the pressure, aren't they?
That's right, ramping up indeed. Day 8 we're into now with this stalemate, and China and Japan saying they really want to see Washington get its act together on this. Why? Well, in particular, they're worried because they are massive holders of US debt. In particular, China, they are the biggest holder. US Treasury figures say that the July figure for the debt that China holds is 1.28 trillion. And if this debt ceiling isn't raised, well, the government says that they will potentially start to default on some of that debt. So you can understand why they're a bit worried. Let's take a listen to China's Vice Finance Minister.
We're asking the US to resolve the issues around the debt ceiling before October the 17th and prevent a debt default, ensuring the safety of Chinese investments in the US. This is the US's responsibility.
We're going to stay in China. Investors there getting their first chance to react to all this news after what's been a pretty long holiday, hasn't it?
That's right. The Golden Week holiday, it's called, comes every year. And in fact, this one fell all over this shutdown. So this is the first chance they've had to react. But interestingly, we haven't seen the big drops that we've been seeing, for example, in Wall Street over the last few days. The Shanghai Composite, in fact, is up a pretty healthy 1% there. Well, earlier I spoke to our correspondent in Beijing, Shannon Van Sant, and I asked her how this whole debt crisis is being presented in China.
Xinhua news agency has reported on Chinese tourists to Washington being disappointed that they've had to cancel their trips because of the government shutdown. The South China Morning Post, in an editorial, said that if the United States fails to reach an agreement to extend and raise its debt ceiling, that there would be dire consequences for the world. Yesterday, I attended a press conference with Chinese finance ministers speaking, and they spoke of the inseparable bonds between the United States and China and of the economic ties between the two, and they urged the United States to take strong steps to raise its debt ceiling and to come to some point of consensus in Washington.
That's our Beijing correspondent, Shannon Van Sant there. Well, let's get some more of the day's company news now. And 15,000 jobs set to go at the French equipment maker Alcatel Lucent. Now, 900 of those will be here in France. 5,000 new hires are expected to be made, though, in new technologies. But the loss-making company looking to cut costs by €1 billion by 2015.
We've got more job cuts at the Italian bank Monte Paschi. A further 5,000 jobs will go over the next 4 years, as well as a number of branch closures. Italy's third biggest bank also looking to boost its capital by €2.5 billion. Moves part of a plan to return the bank to profit after it made a €3 billion loss last year.
And Brazil's government has asked Canada to explain allegations of spying. A documentary on Brazilian television said spies targeted Brazil's mines and energy ministry. These charges based on documents leaked by the former NSA worker Edward Snowden. Well, Brazilian President Dilma Rousseff tweeted that industrial espionage seems to be behind these spying charges.
Now, the British fashion chain Topshop, it's turning to Kate Moss, the model, apparently, for some inspiration.
That's right. She's announced that she is designing a new collection for the chain. They're owned by the Arcadia Group, which owns lots of other retailers as well. Now, this will all go on sale from next April. Now, it'll be sold in 40 countries and also on their website, topshop.com. But it's not the first time that Kate Moss has teamed up with Topshop. She was previously involved in a 3-year collaboration that ended in 2010, and it did pretty well for them. Had a number of sellout collections, which is presumably why they are going back to her for more. But it's not the only brand she helps design products for. She also works with the French accessories company Longchamp, and she also does things for the car phone warehouse as well. I don't think she designs telephones though.
Chic phones, yeah.
That's right.
Staying in the UK, Britain's royal family getting a very, very, very special christening present.
That's right. Not just a silver spoon or whatever you normally take for a child. This is a whole set of new coins is being minted for Prince George. His christening is coming up on the 23rd of October, and a special £5 coin. There you can see one being made. That's about €6 or $8, by the way. Now, often coins are made for special events and royal occasions in particular. This is the first time one is being made for a christening. The man in charge of the new coin explains.
The Royal Mint has been commemorating landmark events for the royal family for over 1,000 years, and these are an effective form of public art. There also is a long tradition of crossing a baby's palm with silver as a way of wishing it health and prosperity throughout its life. With the approval of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, Her Majesty the Queen, and also the Chancellor of the Exchequer, we are issuing a UK coin to commemorate the christening of Prince George in keeping with those traditions.
Yeah, first time there's been a £5 coin as well, isn't it?
I think so. I think it is the first time.
There
Yeah.
hasn't been one for as long as I can remember anyway. Matthew, thanks a lot. Matthew with the business on France 24. Coming up for you, the spectacular images of Iceland. They